Have you ever thought that discipline is all about just pushing yourself to do the task that you absolutely hate? If you did, well, I used to think the exact same way. The typical be disciplined advice used to be very straightforward. Just push yourself through the task you don't want to do. Ignore the resistance, just grind it out and hustle. And then at some point, success will for sure follow. But that advice never worked for me, and I also realized that there's more to discipline. It isn't about pushing through. It's an amazing tool that can help us achieve our goals and live the life we want to live, and also avoid self-sabotage. So if you want to build self-discipline in a realistic and achievable way, this is the video for you. I'm excited to share 10 tips that not only help me build self-discipline, but have also completely changed my life. First of all, get uncomfortable. Yeah, actually seek out discomfort. Uncomfortable things don't have to be big things like jumping out of an airplane or bungee jumping. You can purposefully seek out discomfort in small doses every day. Things like waking up early, taking a cold shower, pushing through your workout, choosing a harder workout, or choosing to have a difficult conversation with someone. If you ask yourself, well, where is the point of that? Why would I take a cold shower if I can take a warm shower? Well, it helps you build resistance and mental strength. And the best part is, when actually difficult things come around, something happens in your life, something needs to get dealt with, you won't crumble under the pressure because you are used to discomfort. Actively seeking out discomfort makes it easier for you to handle difficult moments in your life without freaking out and believing that you will never be able to deal with this and do this and all of that. Because you will have the strength to say, okay, this may be uncomfortable, but I can do it. I will figure it out somehow. Sometimes we think we are doing ourselves a service by keeping ourselves in this little bubble of comfort. We skip the gym, we only study when the exam is the next day, we only work on a deadline when it's way too close. We never dream big, we never go for our goals, because that means stepping out of our little bubble, so we just don't do it. Well, if I'm being completely honest, my life was way worse when I would just always skip the gym with some excuse. I would never study on time. I would never do my deadlines on time. I wouldn't do things because I was scared of, what if I fail? I used to let my thoughts and my emotions just control everything that I was doing, and it felt really bad. I was comfortable, but it felt so bad. And what I learned from that experience is, as harsh as it sounds, sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you need to say to yourself, okay, you have this goal, you would love to change your life in some way. Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just sit down and work towards it? Why don't you get up a little bit earlier so you can go to the gym? Why don't you just cut the crap and cut the excuses? Because it just cannot go on like that forever. If it does, you might get to the point where you realize and you regret not having done something sooner. I did not want to get to that point. I did not just want to randomly wake up one day and realize that maybe it would have been good for me to work towards my goals, to put myself out there, to have the confidence to pursue something that is meaningful to me. Is it easy to do that? No. But sometimes, genuinely, and this is tough love, but this is tough love that everyone needs to hear at some point in their life, you just gotta do it. You just gotta go for it. You just gotta be a bit harsh with yourself, maybe. And you just have to prioritize yourself and your dreams and your goals and the life that you want to live. Because everything is a choice. Waking up early is a choice, same way that watching another episode... Oh, and my bottle as well. Same way that watching another episode of a Netflix series is a choice. They are both choices you can make. But the question is always what is the cost of not doing this thing? Will I regret not doing this thing? And if you start asking yourself that, you might, just like me, come to the conclusion that maybe it is worth it to be uncomfortable and to do hard things and to just get it done somehow. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe because I post a lot of other videos just like this. Also, on my Instagram, I share more insights on my daily life and just some extra motivation for you. So make sure to follow me on there as well. Fun fact, I actually had an entire TikTok account dedicated to workouts, which I don't really use anymore. I should post on there more often, but I think it's obvious. I love exercise, I love fitness, working out, not for the physical benefits, but for the way that it impacts my mood, my energy levels, my productivity as well. I just feel better when I work out. If I take a long break, I feel that. Again, not physically, but I just feel grumpy. I'm not very productive. I'm easily distracted. My energy levels are super low, which is so counterintuitive, but they are. So I think we can all agree that exercise is absolutely great. It is also a great way to build discipline, because exercise and going to the gym consistently or running consistently or doing whatever consistently will teach you that sometimes you just have to do it even if you don't feel motivated, because there are some days where you don't feel motivated to work out, but it's on your schedule or you said you're gonna do it, so you need to do it. And those small decisions build discipline. It really offers a way to train your discipline and to train yourself to make the difficult choice sometimes. Start with the difficult thing. First things first in the morning. Some people call this eat the frog. There's an entire book about it. The summary of that is basically that doing the most difficult thing in the morning is gonna help you have a more productive day, because you don't have this idea of, oh, there's still something that I need to do, but I don't want to really do it. Then you cannot procrastinate and just put this thing off until the evening and then until the next day and the other day and so on. It is also easier to motivate ourselves to do the difficult thing in the morning because our mind is still fresh, we are energized, and you just know the rest of your day will be so much better if you just get it over with. If you just do that task or go to the gym or do whatever you don't feel like doing, because then you'll have the rest of the day to feel better. And also you'll feel proud of yourself that you did the difficult thing. It's gonna help you be more productive and more disciplined throughout the day because you already showed yourself that you can do it. If there's something you struggle with, such as scrolling every time you're trying to study or trying to be productive, or I don't know, constantly going to the fridge and looking if there's a snack in there. This is such a simple hack, but such an effective thing to just intentionally tell yourself you're not gonna do that anymore. And also go as far as writing it down. Have a list of things you don't want to do that day. You don't want to check your phone every 5 minutes. You don't want to just walk to the fridge every single time you're bored of studying. Write that down, keep that list on your desk. It's an easy way to set the intention of avoiding certain things, and that way you're way more likely to actually not do them. Now, I've seen some YouTube videos where people track like every single second of every single day. That's fun. It's not very realistic. I think it's cool for a YouTube video, but it's still so important to know where your time goes. Have you ever reached the end of the day, it's evening, you're chilling on the couch, and then you ask yourself, what did I do today? Like the whole day passed and I don't remember what I did. I kind of studied, I kind of did maybe like some things, but what did I actually do? I would always feel bad and beat myself up for not being productive enough, because oftentimes that's exactly how I felt at the end of the day. Now, I try to track my time a little bit. I'm absolutely not tracking every single second, but I have my calendar that I use to schedule all of my tasks, all of my meetings, all of my everything, all of my life basically. And what I do is I try to just track my time throughout the day using the same calendar. If I have a meeting that's scheduled for half an hour but it actually took 1 hour, I will just drag the thing lower. This may not sound like much or like anything important, but it really makes you feel way better when you can look back and see how much time you spend on certain things. Knowing where your time goes makes you way more aware of how you spend your day, and it can help you spend your day in a better way. I think it's always a good idea to have people that keep you accountable, the way that it's nice to run with people and join a run club, because then you're more likely to run. But I want to talk specifically about holding yourself accountable, because I think that is a skill in and of itself. And if we have that skill, we're more likely to also be disciplined and to reach all of our goals and all of that. The thing is, oftentimes you are the only one who knows if you actually did your workout that day, if you actually woke up early, if you actually ate healthy. And it's so easy to not hold yourself accountable for things that other people cannot see. And I feel like that's the beauty of discipline. Actually doing things even if other people won't congratulate you for them or won't even notice them. Like maybe no one knows if you actually went to the gym that morning, but you know it, and it changes the way you view yourself. So make sure to hold yourself accountable. You can use a list, a piece of paper, or Notion. I love tracking my habits in Notion and holding myself accountable for the things that I said I would do. Because even if no one else knows, you know if you actually do the things that you promised yourself you would do. Consistency looks different every single day. Sometimes we might have more energy, sometimes we might have less. So I think it's a really good idea to have variations of your routine. I love my morning routine. I love having a morning routine. Sometimes I'm super energized. I can wake up at 6 a.m. I can get a workout in. I can get ready and leave on time for work. Sometimes I don't feel that energized. What is important to remember is you don't have to give 100% every single day. If you have 100% to give, that is amazing. But if you only have 30% one day and you give those 30%, that is amazing. And that is what consistency is all about, is doing the best with what you have on any given day. Of course, not every single day is the most amazing day and you're being the most productive and you're being a superhuman. That's fine. You know what? That is fine. Even if not every single day is perfect, we can learn so much. By just spending 5 minutes when our productive time is over to just look over our to-do list, look over our calendar, and reflect on how the day went, you can learn so much. You can always ask yourself, what can I do better? And it doesn't have to be, how can I be more productive or how can I be more disciplined? Even though those are good questions, maybe you can just ask yourself, what can you do throughout the day to feel better? So what can you do to make the next day just a little bit better? Of course, we need breaks. We need our self-care time. We need our non-productive time. And I've mentioned this in a bunch of videos, but the perspective that I want to share today is that there's a difference between recharging and just numbing yourself. What I mean by numbing yourself is just like sitting in front of the TV and watching TV, even though maybe you don't necessarily want to watch something, or just scrolling because there's nothing better to do. And that's also something that I'm guilty of. Like, I also definitely do that sometimes. I've also noticed how better it feels if I recharge with activities. Working out is recharging from studying, or recharging from working and just staring at a computer screen. Taking a walk, going out with friends is also recharging from that. What I really want to say is that there are multiple ways to recharge, and it's good to try out some activities, maybe find a hobby, and find things you actually enjoy doing and not just things that help you take your mind off stuff. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, you can do anything you set your mind to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!